Odofo sa breaking news wey dey anoshi. Chese mwawuni eye former Chief Justice ye friend is Sophia Akuffo. Onu ena manfo bebre na say on resigning. Yesi on resigning, Ghana fu na say on resigning. Adenti a chese Chief Justice talk onu. So oye na manema bi na say nya na say John Dramani Mahama woni ti koso nkwa because oni amanfo endi ni ye ase ni ruling ni nyina is in favor of only political party because NDP for the ba bemu inti John Dramani Mahama no oba no bemu say no ade a woman ye anase amanfo no mode eye petitions bebre eba ye na through that no John Dramani Mahama opa nkofo bi mu say omu look into that issue no mu look into that issue ni wie no na chese reports ne ba ye a yesake ye mami but Ghana for bebre na say adenti a former Chief Justice won so NDP na do baye na chese get to kono so NDP na de baye na wo chese obi ye bibi na se nya wo support sa nipa no nti ye say enimeni ya no former Chief Justice on resigning from Council of State mo amonim say John Dramani Mahama agina ka Council of State from say an say enimeni ya no Sophia Akuffo former Chief Justice no often a Juman to her as a member of the Council of State on resigning in Minimi or for when a breaking news about to jam is beginning in a broke Ghanatube. But for my call, near what is answer winning and chim Ghanatube.
Will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter who shall be brought under a consideration or shall come to a knowledge in the discharge of the official duties except as may be required for the discharge of the official duty or as may be specially permitted by law. So what it is not permitted by law, it's unwarranted. And my advice is that our governance experts should abide by the tenets of the Constitution in the name of good governance.
I see. Let's look at some of the substantive matters that she has raised in that interview with us. Again, she talked about the procedure. She felt that in the last bits of that interview,
commenting on whether it was appropriate for her as a member of Council of State to grant the interview in the one-on-one with Sophia Akuffo show this morning. I'm saying that we are watching, we are following her, and that followers, she should be able to carry us, along in accordance with the Constitution, but not to do anything, which will set bad precedent, for those of us following.
I see. There have been calls for her resignations. Do you support such calls?
Who should resign?
For Justice Sophia Akuffo to resign from the Council of State?
Well, that's entirely, she owes her membership of the Council of State to the Constitution, not to the President. The Constitution states a former Chief Justice, so only the Constitution can remove her. Only the Constitution can remove her. She is speaking her mind. What I'm saying is that she is inappropriate. She shouldn't have done that. So it's up to her. It's a moral issue. Up to her to decide whether to resign or to remain. But her position now, seems to me to be incongruous. When she goes there, she's going to lose, the trust and respect of her colleagues, members on the Council of State. And people are not going to take her into confidence anymore. And that was why, as a former Chief Justice and presently a member of the Council of State, she ought, to have known that she was treading, an area, that could swallow, her up one day. But, she's very well respected, very eminent, very distinguished. She's entitled to her views, but she has to ask herself.
But if I may ask also, did she say anything that to you felt like she was revealing anything beyond her own opinion on the matter?
The oath of secrecy bars her from opening her mouth.
From granting interviews?
oath of secrecy bars her from opening her mouth. But that is why the famous said directly or indirectly. It's a governance issue. We must all learn, from our mistakes. Will it be appropriate for any person who has subscribed to the oath of secrecy to come out and comment on matters bordering on the very oath subscribed to? It's a moral question.
Very well. Lawyer, we'll leave it here for now. Akuffo Ansasare is former director of the Ghana School of Law. I've been talking about...
Hey, Odofo, just enyemina mekan you, yes, see, enimenim yano, eye former Chief Justice, eye Sophia Akuffo no, onfa ne dwuma to ho as eye Council of State member. Mo ni se oka Council of State member, ewo NDC amemu John Dramani Mahama. Yes, ano ensema okan e de supporting the sacked or removed Chief Justice get to tokonunu ofo ane so say adenti omuyi no na yi no omuyi ne de enfamra kwan so e na manfo bebre na se okay bo wo so ye NPP ni ana ono so ye NPP ni edi saade a ti support party member okay saade yate enti enim ya no resignation letter kese pa na manfo ede boya nkase ye maame a chese ne nsem na ideja e wo Ghana ha se amuso bidi nyina borofo mumanko na yentu asanse mu nyina so e wo Ghanatube na yisia.
His position on TV3's interview with the former Chief Justice Sophia Akuffo, who's also now a member of the Council of State. But let's look at the substantive issues she's raised, including the development with the lawsuit filed at the ECOWAS court. We'll get the thoughts now of head of Ahmed Legal Consults, Musa Ahmed, on this very thorny issue. Remember that we've told you that the former CJ has taken the matter to the ECOWAS court. Now she's saying, because the government has not responded within the stipulated 30-day period, she wants the ECOWAS court to deliver a default judgment in her favor. Let's check in with Musa at this time. Musa, I appreciate your time with us this afternoon, but let's start off from there, right? The default judgment now being sought by the former and now dismissed Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. What do you make of that?
Yes, good afternoon. A default judgment is part of the legal process. It's a procedure that when you file a case against a party, that person must respond within a stipulated period specified by the procedure conducting the court. So, in effect, she may go for a default judgment, but the nature of a default judgment is not a final judgment. A default judgment is not what we call a final judgment because all parties have not been heard. So when you obtain such a judgment, it may not constitute a final judgment. A feature of it is that it can be set aside within reasonable time by a party who is affected by it. Having said that, I'm wondering what is the nature of the relief she's seeking at the ECOWAS court. Is she seeking a relief that will end up abrogating or rendering void what has been done in Ghana? I believe not. Our constitution, when it comes to a conflict between an external law and our internal law, like the constitution, will take precedent over an external law. The external law,
Musa, now that she's been dismissed,
yes,
she's been removed as Chief Justice, even if there is a default judgment, what impact could it have?
Well, that's why I asked the question, what reliefs?
Well, we know she's seeking some damages as well, apart from, the process itself. She is seeking
she
some...
talked about violation of her rights and all that.
Absolutely.
Right? that may be independent of what has taken place in Ghana. That may be different. If she's seeking damages in relation to abuse of her right, her constitutional right, her freedom to seek justice and all that, you are looking at a different set of reliefs independent of this. So the impact may not be, like, one cannot say is going to be negative.
Right.
One cannot also say with certainty that is going to be positive. It depends on how the ECOWAS court is going to look at it. And as lawyers, normally we don't prejudge a decision that is before a court of competent jurisdiction until the court has made its final decision known. So at this stage, I will not make a definitive.
But Musa, what does it say? What does it say of Ghana when the AG has failed to put in that defense within the 30-day period? What does it say about how Ghana is treating the case of the ECOWAS court?
I don't have the facts at hand, but if a party believes that a court has no jurisdiction, for instance, the party may do one or two things. The party may decide to ignore the process that has been served on it, or decide to file another process to challenge it. I do not know the reason for which the AG is alleged not to have filed anything, but I think I will need those facts to be able to justify my conclusion on that matter.
I see. But let's look at another issue that has come out surrounding this, right? We know that.
Orofo when e breaking news abeto dwa chese no so meji ni nyina brel e wo Ghanatube just see anu eye the removed ana say the dismissed chief justice ne hu nsem na ideja e wo Ghana asia just Sophia Akuffo odno na no akwakwo hyemu a yesi enimeni ya no onfa na djuma ento on resigning as Council of State member of when a breaking news abeto dwa me so beginning nyina brel e wo Ghanatube do fuma brel mfi say mobile like no ma subscribe no ma share no ma hit notification bell no so ma say na be a abrini abibia do content say a wo ya ne tempa no ahwe meter mo do aha ana mede nsem nyina be see Ghanatube so makra mu nyina meda mu nyina se bebre